What do Falcons do? Rise up. Welcome to Rise Up Reactions, the show where we talk all things Falcons, NFL, Georgia sports, and in general the sports news of the day. I'm your host, Dr. Lee Denning, glutton for punishment. So, first off, let's start with the good things. Go Dogs won the SEC Championship, perfect season, 13-0. We're going to be playing Ohio State again in Atlanta. Third game we're going to have at the Mercedes-Benz Dome here in Atlanta for the Peach Bowl on, I believe it's New Year's Eve. I'd have to double check that. But anyways, go Dogs, good luck. There's a lot of good draft targets that the Falcons need to be looking at in that game. So congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs, my original love and my alma mater. Now, moving on, let's talk about the absolute crap show that was Pittsburgh Steelers at the Atlanta Falcons. Right out the gate, Kenny Pickett looked pretty good for most part in the game, especially in the first half. He didn't particularly play well in the second half, but we were trying to make him look like Joe Montana with everything that we could in the first part of the game. I don't think they punted in the first half. They did manage to get a couple of field goals, held us to basically nothing because guess what? We decided to let Marcus Mariota throw the damn ball. You know what he's not particularly good at the only thing he's supposed to be good at? Throwing the ball. Mariota 13 for 24, 167 yards, a touchdown, and a god-awful interception to end the game. They should have just run in for just to put up some defensive numbers on the board. He could have just run it into the end zone and had an interception return there, but they just decided to win the game at 19 and call it a day. But anyways, just absolutely no presence in the pocket. Couldn't find anybody open for the most part. You ended up, Drake London had 6 for 95, along with 37. He had 12 targets. He had a 50% catch rate, so that's terrible. Anthony Ferkser, he was our next best receiver, 2 for 24. Parker Hess had 1 for 16. Michael Pruitt, 1 for 7. Olamide, he had 2 for 13 on 5 targets. Just a bad showing overall. And defense let us down a lot too, especially in the first half, giving up 13 points there in the first half. Actually, sorry, 16 points in the first half. And I felt like they probably could have given up more. They got a couple of good calls going their way. We didn't have any sacks in this game. We really didn't put a lot of pressure on Pickett at any point in time. Rashaan Evans was our lead tackler. Richie Grant, Michael Walker, Ogundeyi, Darren Hall, Grady Jarrett. Just nobody stood out. A.J. Terrell, I guess, was the best for us, having 2 passes defended. But really just not a lot of good here for us. No turnovers going our way at all. There was that one that looked like it possibly could have been a fumble. I still think that might have been a fumble, but either way, we ended up at the ball again. And then our lone touchdown of the game came to Michael Pruitt on his lone target. He had the lone touchdown last week as well. I think if Pitts is in this game, we actually might have won just because he's an extra big target that they have to double team or have to account for. That would have opened up the run game. Speaking of the run game, 146 yards. Cordell Patterson 11 for 60. Tyrell Algier 10 for 52. Caleb Huntley 4 for 17. Marcus Mariota 3 for 17. All of that together, we averaged for 5.2 yards per carry. And guess what the hell we didn't do in the first half? Run the damn ball. I don't know what to tell Arthur Smith with this. This was pretty crap calling from him, especially at the end of the game. With about 2 minutes and 37 seconds left, they were driving. We had not done anything to stop them for 2.5 minutes after giving the ball back. And we ended up wasting time. He let 37 seconds go off the clock so that they could go to the 2-minute warning, rather than take a timeout, preserve a little bit of that time on the clock, and let the 2-minute warning be a natural timeout later on where you still have a fair amount of time. That is criminal for an NFL coach in my mind. He should have been managing the clock a whole lot better. We took a lot of clock off with our drive that did result in a touchdown. I enjoyed seeing that, knowing that we have the ability to get that kind of drive. But it was late in the fourth quarter. We didn't need to be taking that much time off the clock. And this is what I've been saying all along. If we get into a passing situation where we have to pass and we have to do things that stop the clock, we're not going to win the game, not with MM1. It just ain't going to happen. So at this point, Desmond Ridder, I'd love to see him just to know what we have, to know, do we need a quarterback for next year? There is no reason in the world we should still be competing for playoffs. You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going on tonight. We're 5-8, guys. Let's be really honest here. I love the team. We've had a lot of one-score losses here, but it's not looking good for us in the long run. Even if we make the playoffs, even if some miracle we made the playoffs, it's just not looking good, guys. I don't know what to tell you. It just doesn't look good at all for us. Right now, per Tankathon, we have the 10th pick overall, and that is without knowing what's going to happen with the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tonight. I don't look for that to change all that much. And really, again, we have a bye week this coming week. Thank God we finally are hitting the bye. But we need to really make a lot of changes there. Arthur Smith did hint at that a lot of changes were going to be coming. I still don't think it's a good idea if he's deciding to play Desmond Ridder. I don't think that's a good idea to go into New Orleans playing him, even though they're a weaker team this year. That's just a terrible environment. Then you're going to go to Baltimore. It looked like Lamar Jackson got hurt. We don't know if he's going to be out pretty significant time. That could be to our favor a little bit because they don't look particularly good right now. So that's a game that might not be as difficult as we thought it was going to be. So maybe, just maybe, we end up playing him there and it goes okay, but then we come back New Year's Day and it's Arizona and we have 2 games left at that point, Arizona and Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay is going to be a difficult team to play. They're probably the most difficult game that we left on our schedule. So, again, it's not all of the offense. I want to be very clear with that. Defense is giving up early points. It's putting us in a hole where we feel like we can't run the ball and can't run our game plan. And it just looks bad overall. There's a reason that we are a bottom 5 defense over on the league. We were doing incredibly well with the rush game. We have subsequently turned into a crap show with the run game. Najee Harris had 17 for 86. We gave up 154 yards altogether. It just wasn't good. This was a very disappointing game. But again, we are showing some improvements overall. We are having close games. We now have had, let's just take a quick look at the overall schedule because I think we've had all but 3 games decided by 1 score. Let's see here. Saints 27-26, lost that one by 1 score. Rams 31-27, 1 score. Seahawks won that one 27-23, 1 score. Browns 23-20, we won that one 1 score. Buccaneers got screwed out of that one 21-15, 1 score. 49ers, we played a complete game, we beat them by 2 scores. The Bengals, they played a complete game against us, beat us by more than 2 scores. Panthers win by 1 score. Chargers lose by 1 score. Panthers, we lost by 2 on that one, but that almost was a 1-score game. Bears, 1-score game. Commanders, 1-score game. Steelers, 1-score game. 10 1-score games, and 1 if you count the Thursday night to the Panthers that they got that late field goal on to go up by 2 scores. If you want to count that one, I think you could make an argument for it. 10 games by 1 score, whether it's a win or a loss. Better than last year. Better by far than last year. We were blown out of a ton of games last year. But still, we're building a winning culture. It's going to take some time. Incredibly frustrated as a Falcons fan today. But guys, let me know what you say down in the comments below. What changes do you feel like we need to make other than just re-sign an entirely new team? What legitimate changes do we need to be making? Who needs to be filling in at this point? Do we need to be playing all of our rookies at starting positions to see what they've got? Do we need to continue on with what we've been doing and just make some minor tweaks? Desmond Ridder, do you think he could have a shot here? Do you think we need to play him or just stick with Marcus Mariota? I know where I fall on that, but please let me know what you think down in the comments below. Consider liking the video, subscribing, really helps the channel grow. I'm trying to reach more people out there, and my shorts have been doing pretty well overall right now, for me anyway. I've been really happy. Thank you for everybody who's been watching those. I've had over 100 views on every short that I put out in the last 2 weeks. Even one that went for 1.6K, which to me is just a huge crazy moment. My first viral short, which is not even viral, but man, it feels good to be gaining some ground from that perspective going into the final part of the season here. Obviously, I will not be doing a reaction video to the Falcons Week 14 game because we don't have a Week 14 game. I'll try to come up with something else fun to do. Maybe do a little prediction on how I think the rest of the season is going to go for weeks 14 through 18 here for the divisions. Maybe pick the division winner or something because there's still a few races out there. But guys, thank you again for watching. Disappointing week as a Falcons fan, but as always, guys, we're going to do what we always do. Rise up.